Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome to what is essentially a pre-hype video about a game that has been very strongly advertised out there. It is a real-time strategy game called Cossacks 3. Now, I talked with the PR manager of the development company, which I think is GSC Game World. If I am remembering that correctly, I am. Awesome. So I reached out to him and said, hey, I want to build a pre-hype video. Can you give me a little bit of insider information on what we're going to get with this game? And he gave me some pretty good, solid information. And they also actually published some really cool info, some extra content on their Facebook page not too long ago, so I'll go over that as well. But we're going to start. They have a Steam page, so if you want to go and check out the Steam page, the link will be in the description. I'm basically going to read what they have for the most part as their description, and then I'm going to go into a little more detail. So, leaning on the history of the 17th and 18th century, the real-time strategy game awakens colossal mass battles with up to 10,000 soldiers simultaneously on the battlefield. This remake of the classic game that originally launched in 2000 contains all the elements that distinguish the successful Cossacks games and combines them with contemporary 3D graphics. Cossacks 3 provides the player with infinite tactical options, including but not only the construction of buildings, the production of raw materials, but also the broad selection of various units and the influence of the landscape. 12 nations, 70 different unit types, 100 research opportunities, and over 140 different historical buildings are available to the player. Besides the battles ashore, players can build an armada and attack their enemies at sea. Cossacks 3 offers 5 historic single-player campaigns, and up to 8 players can fight each other in multiplayer map mode on one map. This player can forge alliances with or against others, as well as challenge the computer. Randomly generated maps provide endless variations and can be adapted to the gamer's needs. The game features on their Steam page grandiose battles of up to 10,000 soldiers on the battlefield, which is pretty sweet. 12 playable nations, 100 research opportunities, 140 historical buildings, battles ashore and at sea, 5 single-player historic campaigns, and infinite variations of battles on random generated maps. So essentially, synopsisizing, yes, that's a real word, what that description was. Well, what they don't tell you is I have those 12 nations, and I have those 5 historic campaigns that will be in the original game. So, this game is also, I know I'm not talking about it right now, this game is, I don't want to say it is Age of Empires because it's not. There's obviously going to be variations therein. It is most reminiscent for me of Age of Empires. I've played pretty much every single one that has ever been released. I'm very much, that's one of the genres that really started my gaming ancient history, because I do feel quite old in terms of all these young YouTubers out there. But yeah, I started with Age of Empires 1, and let me tell you, if you have never played Age of Empires 1, play it, because you will not know what to do with yourself. Games nowadays, they're just so advanced and so crazy, it makes games like Age of Empires just seem like nothing. But anyways, this is very reminiscent of it. Now, obviously, the graphics have been updated. There are, obviously it's been smoothed over a little bit. It's going to look nicer. It's going to feel greater. I don't know that you could ever field 10,000 soldiers on the battlefield in Age of Empires. So it'll be interesting to see how well that works and how well the tactics and strategies and unit formations work, to see how that really gets going. With 10,000 units, imagine that's pretty stinking crazy. So let me go over the nations and the historic campaigns. The nations we have are Austria, France, England, Spain, Russia, the Ukraine, Poland, Sweden, Prussia, Venice, Turkey, and Algeria. So that's a pretty good mashup of different European, Western European, Eastern European, all sorts of good solid countries to mess with. Lots of different cultures going on in there. There's going to be lots of different tech, and obviously historical buildings, which is something I wanted to touch on. Those 140 historical buildings are literally buildings of that culture that have been put into the game, which I think is a really cool idea and really gives you an idea on the depth that CS or GSC Game World has gone to put things into this game. They have some pictures up which have been scrolling, different things. Anything that shows just one building on it is a historical building, and you could find that building in real life, and it is pretty darn accurate. That's what I really like. They just kind of halfway did it, threw it in there and said, oh yeah, this is a historical building. No, they really went to great detail to make sure it looks right. Obviously there's some adaptations for the game, but it really does look good. So those are the 12 nations. Now, out of the campaigns, at first we only have 5. The very base game has 5 historic campaigns, which he didn't want to go into super detail about that in terms of what the campaigns will entail, but no worries, it's going to take place between the 17th and 18th century. So I imagine anything historical that went on there with these 5 nations, well, pretty much what it will be surrounding. So the campaigns are going to be Austria, France, England, Russia, and Ukraine. So that's pretty sweet. 5 different historic campaigns. No idea how many missions are within it or how long it's estimated to take. Nothing of that nature. Again, this is pre-hype. The beta hasn't even been released yet. So we'll be good with that. But we are not done yet. Last week, let's see, the 23rd actually, so about a week ago, almost on the dot, they released a Facebook post essentially giving you a pre-order bonus as an early bird bonus for those who run Cossacks 3 within the first 2 weeks of the game's release. Now the game does release September 20th, so that's not too far away. That's only a good 3 weeks away, which would be really, really good. The early bird bonus, so again, you buy it. It's not a pre, because I don't think they're pre-ordering yet. I don't believe so. Let me pull up just super quick to make sure. Yeah, it's not on pre-order. But kind of the pre-order bonus they're doing is you buy Cossacks 3 on September 20th up to 2 weeks later, give or take. So that's what? The 3rd or 4th of October. If you open it within the first 2 weeks of the game's release, you will get a mini campaign for single player, which no details there. You get 2 unique mercenary units that can be hired from every nation's diplomatic center. I imagine they might be Swiss Guard sort of units, because those are really popular in terms of mercenary units that were kind of global. You get a special early bird badge, which is visible in multiplayer shelf, which is really cool. I think that's really nice. Not only that, but they are giving us a digital deluxe edition available to buy, and that will contain 4 post-launch DLCs, adding in total a 6 single-player campaigns, 12 additional single-player missions, and 8 historical multiplayer battles, and the original soundtrack in lossless format. And then, as a free DLC to all the players, at some point in time, you'll receive 8 additional playable nations with the unique music main themes. So, I mean, you're talking overall, let's see, get a little quick thing. You're talking total 20 nations playable. All those will be free to play at some point in time. That's a lot of nations. I don't know what they are going to be. I could probably reach out to him and he might tell me. They may even know. They probably do. But, so you're talking 20 playable nations total. You've got 11 single-player campaigns. No, 12. I guess a mini campaign if you count that. 12 single-player campaigns, 12 single-player missions, and then 8 historical multiplayer battles. Now, historical multiplayer battles are going to be really cool. It's going to be, I think it'll be really, I don't know what that entails, what it will be. I imagine, maybe something from Napoleon will do, from the Napoleonic times, and just wars like that. So it's cool that they have just battles that can be in multiplayer, not just like maps where you just go at it. So that's pretty much it, guys. I really think this is a good, solid game. We don't know much in gameplay aside from the videos that have been rolling, but aside from that, I mean, it'll be really interesting to see how well the economy works. Again, 10,000 units on the battlefield seems really chaotic, but we haven't seen anything that will, you know, give us a good or a positive or a negative about it. But we'll just have to see. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this kind of pre-hype video for Cossacks 3. I'm very much looking forward to it. You know, I know Alexi is pretty psyched about it. We've been going back and forth in conversation. A big shout out to GSC Game World. I thank you for allowing me to have this quote-unquote exclusive content. I don't know that anyone else really has those 12 nations and those 5 single-player campaigns out there. So I do hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And we will definitely be on top of Cossacks 3. And again, September 20th is almost exactly 3 weeks-ish, give or take, I think, depending on if there's 30 or 31 days in this month. I can't remember. But 3 weeks, we'll just say 3 weeks. And you best be dang sure that there will be videos of campaigns as well as multiplayer, maybe multiplayer battles and things of that nature going on. And be on the lookout for maybe some collaborations with some of the other YouTube channels that I know are interested in this game as well. Alright guys, well that's about it. Again, thank you for watching. This is Havoc, and I'm out of here. Peace!